Right, good morning and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we're going to exercise CloudFormation migration using Azure DevOps release pipelines. So as you can see here, we have VWX CD, VWX CD2, we have delete stack, and we have VWX CD migration. So this VWX CD is going to deploy an S3 bucket to our AWS, and it's already prepared here. So we wanted to deploy this release 26 CD01. That version is CD01. So that version is this one. Yeah, close this. So that version is this. It's going to deploy this bucket. And we wanna do that now. Okay, so let's deploy that. So watch the release. So it's going to provision CloudFormation, and it's going to provision the S3 bucket. City night, so alive. I wanna be getting. Take one and it's simple. Take one for you. I take one and it's simple. Take one for you. Right, so it succeeded. Refresh. As you can see, there's a new stack that was created. Let's go to its resources. It should have a resource. Logical ID is S3 bucket. So that was defined here, S3 bucket. And the physical ID is Vlad Willard Xerxes. So that is from this bucket. The bucket name was inserted through the pipeline. It was here in the variables, so the VWX bucket name is here. And let's refresh. It should create a VWX bucket here. Okay, so we will upload an image here. Upload, add files. So let's go and just upload some pic and upload. So now this bucket has a file. This is not empty anymore because it has a file. And then suddenly, a month later or a year later, we decided to refactor our pipelines, and we decided to change the bucket name. Oh no, not bucket name, stock name. So we have it here created. We created a CD2, a continuous deployment CD2, and this is how we wanted, instead of VWS S3 bucket that was originally named, the original name here, VWS S3 bucket, we decided that the stock name is now VWS S3 bucket 2. And we also decided that it's going to use the file name s3-2.yaml. All right, so before we can execute this pipeline, we need to do some chores. We need to do a migration. This migration, the successful migration that we have is in M-03. M-03 looks like this. M-03, right? So we have this on the new name here. and this is the how the Azure pipeline looks like now, and we have a migration, we have a resources to import here. So what we want to do is the resources that were created in VWS CD, like for example this resource, we wanted to import that to a new CloudFormation stack that we're about to create. So the CloudFormation stack that created this Vlad Willard Xerxes S3 bucket is this VWS S3 bucket. Now we wanted to create a new stock called VWS S3 bucket 2. We're going to import the resources from this CloudFormation stack into that new stack, CloudFormation stack. All right, so we have the migration. We wanted to see what the migration looks like. It's just a PowerShell, and it looks like this. No, it's not there. So it's just going to create a create change set for the CloudFormation, and we're going to create a stock name, stock with a stock name VWS S3 bucket 2. And this is going to be an import, and the resources to import was defined in the JSON file that was here, and we're saying that these are the logical resource ID is S3 bucket, which was defined here. The original was defined here, and the bucket name is this one, the Vlad Willard Xerxes. We're going to import that to the new CloudFormation stack that we're about to create. So that's it for in a nutshell for this. So all right, so we're now going to execute the migration. Before that, we need to think first. Did we forget something? All right, so yeah, before we do the migration, we need to detach the resources. These resources we need to detach from the original CloudFormation stack. So to detach it, we need to go to cd empty resource. We're going to deploy this version, and this version has this resources instead of this resources that was defining the bucket. We are going to name it as placeholder, so that the CloudFormation doesn't allow an empty resource. So we're going to put in an empty placeholder, so that the CloudFormation will not error when we try to create this CloudFormation template. And we already have that version, so this one here, create empty resources 02. We're going to find that. So this one 15, and we're going to execute it here, or actually it's already here. All right, so we're just going to execute that. But before executing that, we need to check that this one here has this CloudFormation stack has a resource, which is this one here with the resource ID, logical ID S3 bucket. Once we deploy this, this is going to be changed into a placeholder. So is this the one? Let's check again. CD, 28. All right, so let's deploy that. Bim 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 bim. Bim 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 bim. All right, so release 28 is done. We're going to check, refresh this. It should be changed to a placeholder. Yeah, it's successful. It's now a placeholder. So we can now execute our migration, this one here, because the old stack is now detached from the resources that it created. So to run this migration, we just need to re-execute this. Deploy, redeploy that thing. So what this is going to do, the migration is, it's going to create a new stack, and it's going to import this bucket into that new stack, so that the new stack now will own the bucket that this old stack has created. So let's deploy this. Actually, this kind of like process, right? Humans are just making headaches on their own. So they're trying to eliminate the hassle before in the old days of deployment, and introducing this kind of complicated solution for the old days. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's the matter with the hey? Okay, so remember, this VWX CD migration is just going to create a new stack called the VWS S3 bucket 2, and then import the resources that were created from the old stack VWS S3 bucket into the new stack that it's about to create. What's the matter with the ham? Migration is all right. So it's already it's successful now. So it's now creating. Review in progress. As you can see, it's already created, and it has this. It now owns this VWS S3 bucket. So we can now safely delete this. But before that, we wanted to run this migration, this pipeline, so that we can safely remove this two pipelines that were created. This one's the old pipeline. This one is just a migration pipeline. We don't need this anymore, and we don't need this anymore. So we're going to deploy this M06. What's in the M06? So it's just putting back, yeah, because I tried to rename the S3 bucket to S3 bucket X. and M5. So M06 is going to just put it back. Okay, so 06, redeploy this 06. Hey, 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 hey. What's the matter with the hey, 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 what's the matter with the fine and your blind and looks sort of fine. All right, so it succeeded. So our process now is complete. CD2 is ready. We can safely remove this and this one also. So you can see here it did not cause any error, and it now owns this S3 bucket, and it still has the file here. It was not deleted. And I believe that's it. We spent a lot of time working on this, and we need to rehearse this to apply this to the real work. All right, cool. All right, thanks. Bye-bye. See you, everyone. God bless and bye-bye.